Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It is with immense pleasure and pride that I extend a warm welcome to each and every one of you gathered here today for this esteemed event. This occasion marks a significant convergence of minds where experts from diverse fields come together to share their invaluable insights and expertise. I am particularly delighted to extend a special welcome to Dr. Dushyant Kumar, Director of Research at the University of Agriculture and Horticultural Sciences, Shimoga. I would also like to extend a heartfelt welcome to Dr. Sudhir M., Associate Dean Academic at JKSS Institute of Management, NITTE. I would also like to welcome Mr. Deepak Parekh, Mr. Atishay Jain, Mr. Chintan P. and Dr. M.S. Rao to this event. The essence of a conclave lies in the exchange of ideas, the fostering of collaboration, and the cultivation of innovation. Today, we have the privilege of hosting an expert talk where luminaries in their respective domains will enlighten us with their profound knowledge and experiences. As we embark on this journey of exploration and learning, let us embrace the opportunity to broaden our horizons and deepen our understanding. Once again, a heartfelt welcome to each and every one of you. Thank you for gracing this with your presence, and let us make the most of this enriching experience. I would like to request Dr. Chetan from the Department of Biotechnology to florally welcome the guests. Now, I would like to request Dr. Balasubramani R., the professor in the Department of Information Science and Engineering, to kindly introduce our esteemed guests to this gathering. Thank you.
Very good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Had nice lunch? Yes or no? No, yes, okay. So, if you have not taken the lunch, this will be the lunch for you, because you are going to get so much of information from the experts as well as from the panel members. So, you trust. When going back, you will be fully satisfied. That is what our aim is also. I think morning some of you attended your panel discussion also, correct? I think you got a lot of rich experience out of that. So today we have with us eminent professor and director of research, Dr. B.M. Dushyant Kumar. Sir is the director of research at Keladi Shivappa Nayaka University of Agricultural and Horticultural Sciences. Sir completed his PhD from the College of Agriculture, Bangalore, in the area of genetics and plant breeding. He holds different positions at the university. Now he is the director of research. Before that he was the dean agriculture and professor and university head, professor and head and professor, and various roles he has already did in his university. And he has been awarded with a lot of awards. To name a few, Nagamma Dattreya Rao Desai Award for Agriculture Research, given by UAS Bangalore. Best Researcher Award by UAHS Shimoga. And also he visited the foreign countries like Philippines or IRRI Metro Manila. So it's actually the International Crop Information
Focus
System
group discussion.
Readers. Yeah. And actually he is having 4 patents to his credit, and he has developed 10 technologies, 10 different varieties of crops. To name a few, Tunga, KHP 9, KHP 10, KHP 11, 12, M3, PUBM 8, KHP, Shayadri Mega, and Shayadri Kempukuti. So these are some of the crops he has developed in his university. And he has guided many PhD projects. I think he is the chief guide for 10 PhD projects and 22 MSc and 140 members. He is having nearly 110 research papers to his credit, and he has got 48 NAS-rated journal essays to his credit. He has organized many conferences, symposiums, seminars. He has also participated in a lot of conferences, symposia, in seminars, and he has organized different special training for the refreshers, summer, winter school, and short courses. With this brief introduction, I would like to present Dr. Dushyant Kumar before you. Sir, over to you, sir. Sir is going to give an expert talk, and we'll all listen to him. Thank you.
So, very good afternoon to all, especially one of the esteemed institute, NITE Institute, with more than, I don't know how much students and all, students and staffs more than 5,000 or 500, I don't know. So, this is a actually important topic as for Indian economy concerned, the agriculture. So, this topic designed by and one of my colleague and associated with the wide topic agriculture. So, here I am discussing starting with what we have in India. What we have in India, the agricultural land. At the end, what is the importance of artificial intelligence towards agriculture? So, that is related to computer science. Especially engineers are associated with the agriculturist to do that work. That is a part of that work with utilizing robots, drones, so many. That I will discuss later. So, initially, this is what interdisciplinary of the industry academia conclave program. Actually, in the last year, we had that related to agriculture science. Agriculture science that IDP program, and this topic on first slide, this is important as for including your institute. You have the area of agriculture, the land. In India, it is 178 million hectares. 178 million hectares. I will tell you the crops and all later. And the forest land, it is about 72.43 million hectares. So, forestry land, agriculture land, and other lands what we are living, it is about 46.37 million hectares. Why I am introducing? So, agriculture in India has got wide diversity in terms of crops. In next slide, several crops, especially food crops, what we are taking food from morning to evening. So, India depends on farmers followed by our institutes in order to develop varieties. Please back. So, in this, I told you about agriculture production earlier. This, because of increasing population, day by day, you know that how we are reaching maybe to 2030 or 50. So, simultaneously, we have to increase the food production. So food production again depends on several factors. Later I will continue. So you see this, about 2023, India producing about 323 million tons, that what we are eating today. In order to increase the food production, national institute, state institutes, and local institutes, all institutes are involved to develop hybrids and varieties. With respect to next slide on crops here. So the crops include what you are eating every day is rice. Lakhs to their lands are cultivated rice. So especially coastal lines, you know that the famous rice you are using red rice, colored rice, rather than white rice. Reason you know that, because of nutrient composition. So coastal lines having about 50,000 hectares of rice area, but we want to have hybrids and varieties, change in the color of grain. So that we did that. So what I have made several varieties here. One of the varieties so popular in Mangalore, Udupi, and here. So this is the way here, food crops, cash crops, plantation crops, and horticulture crops. So about 178 million hectares in India, we are doing research on that. Agricultural crops research, horticultural crop research, and forestry crop research, in order to develop varieties. So how we are doing in the next slide? We are developing hybrids and varieties with the help of the breeding methodology approaches like this. So if you want to increase the yield of the crop, increase the rice yield, so thereby we are selecting different types of genotypes, thereby we are involving in crosses. That is a cross, it is shown there. We are taking the desired genes that are present in particular varieties and transferring that related genes towards increasing yield that we are making. So this is what the methodology we are following. One is through selection, another through hybridization, that is a crossing methodology, and backcross breeding. So backcross breeding, it is followed. You may be aware of several diseases and pests. In order to incorporate special genes in wild species, unknown species, that we are doing, because we want to have in a larger area without pest and disease, the variety, they are resistant. So that is the mechanism. And backcross and mutation breeding, some chemicals we are using in order to transfer, modify the qualitative and quantitative characters. So qualitative characters, for example, you may be aware of tomato color, tomato shape, tomato staple length, fruit shape, everything. So that is governed by particular gene. Entirely different organism, we have to identify the genes and to transfer to the living plants. It is called as genetically modified plants or organisms. So, may be aware of cotton. So, all over India, only one crop is allowed, that is a cotton hybrids against bollworm. We have introduced through Bacillus thuringiensis. That is a history made in our India so far. And cotton hybrid, it is wild, almost all in Gujarat, Karnataka, Maharashtra. It is so popular because of this transgenic hybrids. Of course, methodology and all, it is so difficult to make that plants here, so it takes longer time. So likewise, the another way of, in the next slide, next please, yeah, all. So in another way of molecular science. So in molecular science, we have to identify the traits, either qualitative traits or quantitative traits. Quantitative traits, they are plant related, plant height, plant fruit weight, and plant length and all. Qualitative traits like color or diseases any. So all these are, we are identifying on a chromosome. For example, rice having 24 chromosomes. And in all 24 chromosomes, which is the gene located on particular chromosomes and governing particular traits. For example, tomato color, where 24 chromosomes in tomato, one of the gene you have to identify. So this is a process that is called molecular genetics or molecular biology. In that, so that is, it allows the precision of selection of the target gene. What I said, target gene regarding color, target gene regarding disease resistance. So likewise, it is one of the effective way of transferring specific genes identified, particularly maybe chromosome 2 or chromosome 11. So one of the example I quote, in one of the variety in rice, the gene we have identified under chromosome 9 and 11 regarding submergent tolerance. That is a gene you have to extract and introduce and to identify, finally incorporate into our high yielding varieties. So that is a way of marker assisted selection. Marker means the gene related, assisted selection through backcross breeding. So that is the method of, in India and Karnataka, we are doing the research to develop lag together varieties, hybrids or genotypes or cultivars, like that, so many ways we can call. So this is what introduction in 4 steps. First is area, second is what crop we are growing, third is what mechanism or methods we have to transfer the genes, and finally what other than the organism, for example in bacteria or virus, some of the gene identified and again transferred to our widespread varieties. So this is in India, the agriculture scenario, the research at national level, in all national institute, in rice, wheat, all crops, what we are doing, including fruit crops, vegetable crops, forestry crops, what we are doing, complete phenology, genetics, everything we are studying and developing. So next move on to the important topic. So this is the topic of today's program. One of that, it is artificial intelligence. So this topic, again, it is a branch of computer science only, where it deals with stimulation of intelligent here, that intelligence behavior of human, and adding the data to computer to assess what I said, the traits, to assess the particular traits in case of quality or quantity, whatever may be that. in terms of yield. So this is the latest level we are introducing in agriculture. So it started in Andhra Pradesh, in some country, and Gujarat. So it is moving up. So here artificial intelligence, especially used in, there are 6 factors. Mainly, we have to estimate the yield of a particular crops of a farmers. How much yield? 25 quintals, 30 quintals, 40 quintals. How to estimate? It is per plant yield. By utilizing this technology, I will tell you later what actually the precise method to estimate through either computer by adding the data. Likewise, another way of, suppose disease is there, disease or pest is there in the crop in a wider way. So this is the technology widely used, especially it is called intelligent spraying, means uniform spraying. So what we are using in the farmer's field by spraying, hand spraying. So the accumulation of weedicide, herbicides or any chemicals in uneven manner. But this technology has accuracy in involving the uniform spread of the chemicals or liquid fertilizers or weedicides. So that is the way. And also the another way of introducing this predictive insights here. So that is there in the slide that I will discuss, including the root pods, stem pods, leaf pods, the flower pods, how this, the signal we have to measure using devices. So that is the insight. And likewise, robots in 1,000 hectares for harvesting or determination of characters. So they are used in worldwide, especially in Netherlands. And likewise, 2 important factors. One is crop, agriculture crop. Second one is soil. These 2 are integral part of the development of plants here. Soil. So soil, what type of soils in particular crop here? So how to assess the soil parameter? It is through AI technology. And crop monitoring. The development of plants till it results in higher yield. How to determine these quality traits and as well as yield traits? It is through AI technology. And finally, so in a larger area, about 50,000 or 1,000 hectares, the occurrence of disease, it is very difficult to initial stage and our naked eye to observe that. In that way, this is the monitoring systems, either drones or robots, that will determine the occurrence of disease. Thereby, we can decide here. We can decide immediate application of whatever the pesticides here. So these are all 6 ways, one by one. Next slide. So this is a problem here in global population. So far what we are having right now, 10 billion, reaching in the 2050 year. So what we have to do here, we have to increase the double the agriculture production. This is the way. So it is a fast moving right now because of increasing population. So that needs about 70% increase in production. So what I said, 329 million tons. Whereas in 2050 it requires more than, you have to reach around more than 700, 8,000 million tons here. So that required this type of technology. So likewise, even farms, where the farmers are involved here, the new innovative technology they require, and also the challenges, especially in all agriculture aspects, now the moving science, it is artificial intelligence. Next slide. So, some of the technologies adaptation by the farmers in agriculture, this is in general. Some technology, it is automated, so completely all involvement, that is farming activities. For example, in rice planting we need machines and harvesting. Immediately, and the concerned scientist has to make the applications of whatever the pesticides or fungicides that is required. It is likewise managing the crop quality. This is important, that I will in the next slide I will tell you how to manage that. So this is the way. You can observe here the leaf structures or root structures or stem structures, the development. So all the development, the height of the plant, leaf development, and the different organs, leaf blade, internodes, everything, it is monitored by sensor, that is artificial intelligence. And this is again another machine required, one of the device. So the traits, the length, shape, fruits, everything, and all these characters again governed by particular genes, monitored by the machines only, division. So that is an intelligent way of recording data here. Likewise, finally the yield. So particularly, for example, sunflower in a particular area of 1 hectare, utilizing this technology, how much yield we can get from that. So again, that is a link with market again. How much market price, that is also linked by mobiles to the farmers. So one of this in the next slide, widely used drones. You may be aware of drones. I think the machines developed in almost all, especially in Netherlands, in all crops they are using. So this is a drone technology initiated in Telangana, Andhra Pradesh and all here. Wide publicity was given. In reason is they are cultivating the crops about 5,000 hectares, 10,000 hectares. How to monitor this? By single farmer or 2 farmers, 10 farmers, it is not possible. For weeding, unwanted weeds usually comes before that will affect the respective crops here, either rice or any pulses and like that. How to remove this? This is the way. Utilizing chemicals through drones, uniform spray. So this is application. Again, that is recorded in the computer through mobile or through any source here. So that is the way of, and wide publication was given for this. Likewise, in the next slide, so lot of crops are there, rice, wheat or fruit crops, lot of crops are there, lot of observations are there. How to analyze here? It is very difficult to analyze by hand and all. So that needs the intelligent, artificial intelligence with computer science. So last, for example, we are recording root characters. Many roots are there, fibrous roots, lengthy roots. All these roots, they receive the nutrients from the soil. So that is a role here, how to measure this. And also leaves, also the length of plants or the flowers, everything, all plant mechanisms, including the the additional maybe farm mechanization like that. So here we are listed agriculture robots like one, that is the robots are used especially weed control, harvesting of crops, especially in horticulture crops, so where picking of the fruits and all, and also grading of the fruits and all. So all this, and also grading, sorting, like that. The another way is support system, that is in you, data is big. So there precision farming is one of the science where we can record all this information that is associated with artificial intelligence. And also you can monitor our livestock that is in the farmer's field. How we can increase the milk yield and also the other aspects. Likewise, and the other way of decision farming support system, the food supply chain. So likewise, the another device widely used nowadays is mobiles. So mobiles we have to take some programs utilizing computer. So directly you can take the photographs with the help of mobile, and you can recognize particular disease on that with programming. That is a diagnosis. It is possible. This is a new way of improving, and also differentiation between plant to plant, species to species, like that. Okay. Another way of determining the soil. What we have soils in this institute is different from Shimoga, from Chikmagalur, or like that. The soil structure is different. Is it healthy soil? That is important. How to determine these characters? All this, all the characters like nutrient composition, so it has nitrogen, phosphorus, all this requirement, so that are again required for development of plants here. But utilizing artificial intelligence, you can grade, actually determine how much nutrient it is required for particular plants, that is through artificial intelligence. So in this, like this, and India, especially central government, so now there are several national programs are there for crop yield improvement or productions and sustainable. So also this technology is widely used nowadays through mobiles or through media, that is forecasting, price forecasting. So for example, apples how much kg for that in Jammu Kashmir and here, so you can gauge that. It is through marketing and forecasting and through mobiles. So likewise, another important factor what we are facing today in the last year from June to till date. So the pattern of rainfall. So till August or June last week to, so the pattern of rainfall received in these months is very less. Very less. How to monitor this? That's why this technology has wide application. So specific crops need specific water and nutrient in a quantum. How much kg? So it requires milligrams per liter. But farmers are applying more fertilizers, more of weedicides. Thereby what happens here? The soil deteriorates. The health of the soil deteriorates. So that is a mechanisms in each field. You have to monitor and you have to take the observation. Finally, you have to conclude what the soil component that is related to the improvement of yields of particular plants here. Next slide. So this is what the impact what we see in this technology here. So for example, vegetable productions, you knew that tomato, chili and all, the prices are low. So we want to sustain that with marketing price. and for that we need artificial intelligence. So totally it will read the history of the production and the quality and the availability and the price. So that is the way, because and also the another important here, environmental impact. So what we are observing, because of climatic change, so many, we are losing so many the aspects, not only in soil, the plant wise. So the agriculture is so difficult in such situations, what the farmers are facing. So on that, you have to formulate some programs with the help of the governments, either central or state government, in order to assess. Myself, I did that. What the crops we have to adopt in October, November, December. It may be horticulture crops or agriculture crops. It is through the assessment only. Likewise, so all this, so we are facing lot of problems, especially laborers in agriculture field. So this is a technology utilizing one expert or experienced persons, we can get all observations to look after wider field. Not only harvesting, not only planting, even other characters also. So this is the way of moving, and water requirement, soil requirement, and all this. So in the next, actually in the next slide, our role of artificial intelligence in agriculture. So there are 5 mechanisms here. One I already said, disease management, what we are doing, disease. So whenever disease occurs, what the application we are doing. Secondly, plant breeding, I told you already, development of hybrids and varieties. So that is the way, again linked with this technology, with molecular science, and soil and crop health. So these two are integral part, where both are linked to artificial intelligence. And crop feeding, how much it requires nutrients and water. So that is through quantum of water to assess. This is through artificial intelligence. Finally, harvesting. So in the 2000 acres and 5000 acres, harvesting is difficult by the laborers. So we can use mechanical harvesters utilizing this technology and convert them in terms of how much yield. Finally, like this. So this is the way in the next slide. So this is a measurement how the diseases are, causes and symptoms, and after predicting this directly we can apply. Likewise, in the next slide, this is whole field, maybe 1000 or 5000 acres, all that through GIS applications. So we can gather all the information and we add the observation and finally conclude whatever the requirement for that. In the next slide, so this is in a wide, there are 3 topics: phenomics, genomics, and artificial intelligence. These 3 are interconnected, just like interdisciplinary, what we have, interconnected technologies. Phenotype means visual observations, what you are observed in the plants, and taking the observations, all the characters, qualitative, quantitative, then you have to study the genomics, the genes of the particular species or the varieties, where the genes are located, what are the genes they are governing the characters, yield characters, shape characters, color characters, and again it is interlinked with this another science. It is called artificial intelligence, that is gathering all the information, concluding, so it gives the valid information of a particular species. What I have shown, whole field here, so all are linked: genomics, phenomics, and artificial intelligence. Likewise, in the remote sensing, in the next slide, what we are observed in all are linked: remote sensing, nano sensing, and computer science and robots. So all are linked in agriculture in order to give valid information, especially to the farmers of India. So likewise, in the next slide, so this is the future trends, what we are observing in larger scales of the lands without irrigation, with irrigation, using devices, different devices, sensors, all these are the mechanized and they are required for agriculture sciences. And for this, still we are doing the part of the work. And finally, what the important challenges in the next slide. So what I said so far, the devices of all robots, sensors or drones, they are so costly, so lakhs together or crores together. How it is affordable to farmers? So in India, small farmers are there, about 1 acre or 2 acres. Medium farmers are there, 5 acres, 10 acres. Large farmers, it's more than 50 and 100. For large farmers, it's okay. For small farmers, plenty of farmers are there in India. So for that, the government is making some programs through organizations. So involvement of farmers with the Department of Agriculture, so in order to utilize this technology. So like this, so whatever the new technologies, every year, every month, so they are developed, how to use, and it is not easy directly by the farmers, that requires experts or experienced persons here. So like the another important limitation is technology. So what we have the technology in the last for development of hybrid varieties, we have all the science, transgenic, genomics and all development. Here it is limited. It is limited. Of course, in other countries like Netherlands and some USA, so they did that, but they are in dollars, but we are in rupees. So that is the reason the application of overall this technology in India, it is initiated, especially in those 2 states, they have started about 3%. So, and this is a future for India, because in order to save the labor's availability is less in order to manage the crops. That is the reason. Finally, I will conclude with this artificial intelligence. So these are all the collaborations and companies, they have started this technology in order to popularize this technology to farmers through agencies or NGOs or some other organizations. So in this is a new technology we are adopting. In the university, we have started with drones right now, and also mechanization through planting and all we have started, and some sort of mechanizations we are doing that, but because of higher cost, we are actually written so many projects on this to NABARD and all, and also Government of India, in order to initiate in the larger version, in the larger area of the farmers field. Okay, thank you for hearing this prize.
May I kindly request Sir Balasubramania R to present a token of appreciation to our esteemed expert as a gesture of gratitude for sharing their invaluable insights with us today. Thank you, sir. I extend our heartfelt gratitude to our esteemed experts for sharing their invaluable knowledge and expertise with us today. Your insights have truly enriched our understanding and inspired us to strive for excellence. I also want to express our sincere appreciation to all the participants for your active engagement and insightful questions. Your presence has made this event a success, and we hope that the knowledge gained today will continue to guide and inspire you in your endeavors. Thank you once again for your participation and contribution.
Themselves.
Yeah, shortly we are going to start with the panel discussion. Be ready for that. Yes? Yes? Okay, fine.
Hello. Hello.
Sir, who will be sitting first? Yeah. He will be there. He will not be there.
Hello.
One water bottle. Name plates. Give the name plates. So one water bottle is in the proper.
Good afternoon to one and all present here. Welcome to this esteemed gathering for our panel discussion, where we aim to delve into thought-provoking topics and engage in insightful dialogue. I am delighted to extend a warm welcome to our esteemed panelist, Mr. Deepak Parekh, founder of Hindby and technology pioneer, recognized by the World Economic Forum, Ahmedabad. I would also like to welcome Dr. Atishai Jain, co-founder of AgriLeaf and Angular Hailing from Bengaluru. I would request Dr. Muralidhar to florally welcome the guests. I would also like to welcome Mr. Chintan B., co-founder of Kisan AI representing Surat, and Dr. M.S. Rao, founder of PIPRA Solutions based in Bangalore. I would also like to welcome Mr. Dushyant Kumar and Dr. Balasubramanian R to this event. Together, let us embrace this opportunity to learn, share insights, and explore innovative ideas. Now, I would like to request Dr. Balasubramanian R, Professor in the Department of Information Science and Engineering, to kindly introduce our esteemed guests to the gathering. Thank you.
Thank you. Very good afternoon to all of you. Before introducing the panel members, I would like to give some opening remarks. Why we are here? That's the first question. Somebody told that you please attend this program, that's why you are attending. But as I already told you, when you are leaving this hall, you will be fulfilled with a lot of information. Particularly, we are going to concentrate on the applications of artificial intelligence in agriculture. All of us know that artificial intelligence plays an important role in transforming the agriculture sector, offering innovative solutions to improve efficiency, productivity, and sustainability. There are major headings are there where the artificial intelligence plays a key role. For example, if you take the precision farming, Dr. Dushyant Kumar was talking about that precision farming, particularly in crop monitoring, artificial intelligence powered sensors, drones, and satellites, they gather data on crop health, soil conditions, and weather patterns. This information helps farmers make informed decisions about irrigation, fertilization, and pest control. This is one of the area. Coming to the next, predictive analytics. Artificial intelligence algorithms, they analyze the historical and real-time data to predict crop yields, disease outbreaks, and optimal planting times. This enables the farmers to optimize resource allocation and increase overall productivity. Coming to the next major application, we are talking about the crop management. So in that one, the first, weed and pest control. So artificial intelligence can identify and differentiate between crops and weeds using computer vision. This allows for precise application of pesticides and herbicides, reducing the need for excessive chemical use. The next one, automated harvesting. Our AI-powered robots equipped with the computer vision and machine learning, they can identify ripe fruits and vegetables, facilitating automated harvesting processes. The third major area about the resource optimization, very important thing. We are talking about the water management and energy efficiency. In case of water management, AI helps optimize irrigation systems by analyzing soil moisture levels and weather conditions. This ensures the crops receive the right amount of water, reducing water wastage and improving water use efficiency. Coming to the energy efficiency, AI can optimize the use of machinery and equipment, reducing energy consumption in agriculture operations. Next area, SCM, supply chain management. The predictive analytics and logistics, AI helps in predicting the demand, optimizing supply chain routes, and minimizing post-harvest losses through intelligent logistics management. And also it helps in quality control also. AI-powered systems can assess the quality of agricultural products, ensuring that only the best quality produce reaches the market. Almost you can see the applications of AI in every domain, every aspect of agriculture. And also other major decision support systems, particularly farm management software and weather prediction, also genetic improvement, crop breeding, and finally monitoring and surveillance, security and surveillance. So we can, at the outset we can see that the integration of artificial intelligence in agriculture holds the potential to address challenges such as climate change, resource scarcity, and increasing global food demand by making farming practices more sustainable, efficient, and resilient. So this is a gist, okay? And we have the experts, the people from the industry and the government, they're really working on all these areas. That's the first thing. We are having the real-time people, not only in theory, practically they are using all these kind of technology in their organization. So that's the reason we are having here, and we will listen to them, okay? So thank you very much to all of you for accepting our invitation. So to begin with, we have with us Dr. M.S. Rao. Dr. M.S. Rao is a campaigner for sustainable agriculture, and also he is a Sustainable Agriculture Movement Organic Consultants. He is the former head and principal scientist of ICAR, IAHR, DARE, Government of India. Also, he is the former task force committee member of DST and DBT, former consultant of FAO, INSA visiting scientist, Royal Society of London, UK, fellow of National Academy of Agricultural Sciences, and he is a fellow of NSI, fellow of Society of APGR. Sir, thank you very much. It's a pleasure to have you with us, sir. Thank you very much. We have with us Mr. Atishay Jain, who is the co-founder at AgriLeaf and Angular Air. So currently he is serving as the Chief of Operations at ISP Agro Robotics, a drone-based startup. I was talking about the drones, and majorly I think sir is involved in the drones, the applications of drones in the agriculture domain. So before taking up the current role, he worked for Capgemini and JK Technosoft for www.thetrainline.com as a business analyst. Sir is having the 11 years of experience on multiple roles, transitioning from developer to DevOps to Scrum Master to business analyst. These various roles have been the good exposure to him in both technical and business aspects of an industry. So we are having an eminent industry person among us. Thank you very much for accepting the invitation, Atishay Jain. Thank you. So the next important key person, Mr. Chintan, young and energetic, dynamic entrepreneur, we can say? Yes? Okay, fine. So he's the co-founder of Kisan AI. He is from Surat, Gujarat. He is working on the digitizing the niche and unexplored segment of real estate and agriculture by using advanced technology like machine learning, data science, and AI. And their company mission is to digitize India geography with each polygon at a time. Passionate about infusing strategic inputs and market research into new ventures and startups for the growth. So he strongly believes in keep learning in order to grow. What is the word? Keep learning in order to? Yes. And he is a specialist in business growth, business strategy, market research, strategic planning, client acquisition, problem solving, and process refinement. Thank you very much, Mr. Chintan, for being here. Thank you. And I'm going to read a short profile of Mr. Deepak Parikh. He has given only 2 pages. I'm going to read it. And it's very, very inspiring profile, I can say, really speaking. So Deepak Parikh is a co-founder at AgriFI. He is the agriculture economist and technology strategist honored by the World Economic Forum, WEF. Deepak is a well-decorated technocrat honored as Top 10 Agropreneur 2019 by Future Agro Challenge, Greece, Technology Pioneer 2018 by World Economic Forum, Switzerland, and top 10 social entrepreneur by UNDP Geneva. He has also served as a member of the expert panel of the World Economic Forum on digital transformation. Deepak is a global influencer in the agriculture and food technology domain, being a regular speaker, moderator, and evangelist. He is currently advising and mentoring various technology companies in the areas of his influence, including the applications of big data, artificial intelligence, machine learning, blockchain, geospatial technology, computer vision, mobile technology, drones, and IoT. He didn't left not even a single field of computer science. Yes, almost covered everything, every domains of computer science. So he has been an active voice in the agriculture and food space with a demonstrated evangelism in areas of food safety and security, protected and regenerative farming, and digital and smart agriculture. He is well networked across more than 50 countries with a strong footprint in Europe, Africa, and Asia. Amongst his area of immediate interest and activities include platform and ecosystem building, strategy for digital transformation, and fourth industrial revolution, new product market go-to strategy, digital outreach, business and revenue model innovation, partnerships and multi-stakeholder approach, and relationship management across corporate, incubator, accelerators, multilateral agencies, academia, think tanks, and governments. Deepak sits on the board of advisors of various AgTech incubators, accelerators, and VCs, including Indigram Labs Foundation, a Government of India supported TBI.
One of our final year students.
Technology Business Incubator, the most successful AgTech incubator in India. He has 24 years of diverse experience working across 34 countries on various projects. He also advised various private, public, and multilateral organizations in the agriculture and technology domain. So he has taken a lot of initiatives. So initiatives undertaken by AgriChain, DigiAgri, and MyCrop have increased the productivity of farmers and enhanced the quality of output, catalyzed sustainability of cultivation, and hence increased the income of thousands of farmers across multiple countries, not only in India. It has increased the income of farmers throughout the globe. That's what we can say. That's what the real outcome we are able to see. He also advised various private, public, and multilateral organizations in the agriculture and technology domain. So he is a regular speaker of global repute with the honor of speaking at events including the Global Agriculture Summit, Greece, African Innovation Week, Ethiopia, World Economic Forum Annual Meeting, Davos, the Nanjing, World Economic Forum Asian, Hanoi, World Economic Forum Africa, South Africa, Global Forum on Innovations for Marginal Environments, UAE, NASDAQ Technology Pioneer Meeting, New York, African Union Private Sector Conference, Madagascar, Grow Asia, Singapore, Better Rice Initiative, Asia, Vietnam, Indonesia, Philippines, and Thailand. Almost you made an entire tour of the world, I believe, sir. Yes, good. Deepak is a regular contributor to various research in agriculture, technology, and innovation domain, conducted by organizations and think tanks like NASCOM, Nikkei Asia, Alpha Beta, All India Management Association, CII, Frost and Sullivan, PwC, BCG, World Economic Forum, to name a few. Other awards and recognitions include CEO of Top 10 Startups by Cultivate Program of UNDP, Top 100 Social Entrepreneur listed by the National University of Singapore and DBS Foundation, NASCOM, NASCOM Award for using AI for Good, Top 10 Startups CEO Impacting Indonesia by Alipay, Top CEO of Startup in AgTech by Indian Council for Food and Agriculture, and ABSC Award for Leader with Strategic Vision. He is also a good author and he has published a lot of books with John Whaley and CRC Press on technology and business. He has been profiled by reputed publications, media, including Forbes, Nikkei, Channel News Asia, Your Story, NASCOM Research, INC 42, and Business Insider, to name a few. With this short profile, I am very happy to present before you Mr. Deepak Parekh. Thank you very much for being here. Also, we have with us our own person, Dr. Sudhir, who is the observer for this particular panel discussion. Sudhir holds a master's degree in business administration from VTU, specialized in marketing management. He has been working as a faculty member in JKSHIM in ITE since 2000. His areas of teaching interest include marketing management, consumer behavior, and research methodology. He has participated in several seminars and workshops and presented papers on areas like ethics in marketing and cause-related marketing. His areas of research interest include corporate philanthropy and cause-related marketing. He has presented research papers in various national and international conferences held in India and abroad. He has organized several national seminars, international conferences, which have generated good response from India and abroad. His doctoral thesis has been in the area of corporate NGO partnership and social development, a study in Karnataka under the guidance of Dr. M.S. Mudithaya. Dr. Sudhir is also involved in consultancy and training programs for various public as well as private sector organizations in the area of leadership development, marketing effectiveness, and sales enhancement and branding. He has conducted more than 50 training programs and EDPs for academicians, banking professionals, medical practitioners, and marketing and sales professionals. Along with teaching, Professor Sudhir has handled various administrative responsibilities such as managing the postgraduate program, branding and promotion, alumni affairs, and placement activities at the institute. He also served as Dean at Canara Nitte School of Banking. At present, he is serving as an Associate Dean Academics at JKSHIM. Other than the academic activities, he also takes a lot of interest in organizing various events and programs to guide the students in career development, personal effectiveness, experiential learning, public speaking, and communication. Thank you very much, Mr. Sudhir, Dr. Sudhir, for accepting the invitation. Yeah. So, we'll start with some general information about the applications of AI. Already, sir, Mr. Rao, sir. So, can you provide an overview of how the artificial intelligence is currently being utilized in the agriculture?
Yeah. Let me start by saying actually artificial intelligence has a lot of potential. But when we see the ground reality, so Indian agriculture, the farmers are struggling with various problems. So I don't want to highlight all those problems. I just want to say that actually now you as a students of computer science have a great responsibility to see that actually, wherever there is a potential for the farmer to succeed. So you have a great responsibility. That's what I wanted to tell you. Now, for the time being, actually, now in India, now we have started actually utilization of the drones. So the drones, many people don't have even idea actually about the drones. Very few people have an idea. Progressive farmers have already actually, they have complete information about the lot of developments in the whole world. But they are probably at 0.1 or 0.2% of the whole Indian agriculture research system. See, we have 144 million hectares under agriculture, and millions of the farmers, absolutely, they are not aware of very many things in the whole country, what's happening. Now, for example, now there is a system, now we can just switch, you can just switch on your motor in the field, sitting at home. Just you can use the mobile and you can just switch on, and 1 hour, 2 hours if you want, actually you can keep it. And there is a solar, CCTV, and CCTV gives actually how much area is covered and all those things and all. And through the CC camera, so through the CC camera, you can interact with even the labor who are all working there. You don't have to go. Maybe it is, probably around 40 kilometers or even 100 kilometers your field. So the farmers can do that. This is, available. It's not very expensive. It's not very expensive. But then they are not aware. That's a sad situation. So the main, component actually is that actually dissemination has to happen. And you as the youngsters and then the young entrepreneurs and, all this, they have tremendous responsibility of generating the awareness among the farmers. These are the two success, stories about the moisture, irrigation and all, it's effectively used in various forms. But those success stories have not been translated actually in other areas. So these have to be communicated to the various people. So when you talk about the Indian Remote Sensing agency, they have actually technology for forecasting the disease and the pest attack. Still, it has not come to the agriculture department. So there is problem with the coordination, and so these are all the areas where agriculture AI has a tremendous role, and there is going to be tremendous role actually. Only thing is, all the farmers, if not all the farmers, majority of the farmers have to utilize and get the benefit of the AI. So you as young students have great responsibility in communicating, like something like project work and all. Somebody was speaking in the morning. So the project works and all, you can take it, and then absolutely, many people do not have idea about the just starting a motor actually sitting at the home. So this is one thing which has to be disseminated about the drones, utilization of the drones, possibilities, and then the potential of the drones. All those things have to be disseminated. Thank you. I'll pass it on to other people so that they can also share.
What's your view about this particular aspect?
Yeah, so probably I'll talk in general how we have employed AI or the technology in general in terms of agriculture. So we have two portfolios. One is Angular, where we work on drones. Okay, the other portfolio is the AgriLeaf, where it's a farm produce. It's a naturally, I think, a palm leaf plate. I think you would have seen. It's a common thing. Okay, how we are using artificial intelligence in Angular? It's about spray drones as such. One vertical is that spray drone. So we are trying to detect the nuts which is green in texture or orange in texture, and then, like sir said, it's about precision spray, right? And it's about sustainability as well. Like you don't put too much chemical onto that leaf or nut or whatever. So we are focusing that area. At the same time, on AgriLeaf side, it's about plate, right? So it's a natural product end of the day. So the patterns are so very different in each plate. It's about capturing that data. So say basically artificial intelligence, say the word intelligence, it's about knowing more information, having more data, and you conclude something on top of it, right? So unless you collect more data, you're not going to improve your artificial intelligence models as well. So probably in our agriculture, the farms are not fit enough to collect the data to extent what we need. Okay, that is the biggest hindrance as such to develop any solution. At the same time, there is a lot of diversity. There is small farm holdings. The adoption is not there from the farmer side. When you say technology, right, people will say it is costly. Why should I adopt? I'll do it on my own. Okay, they don't see the benefit of the data, what it gives, because what you see through your eyes, you tend to forget after some time. But if you capture it as an image, right, you can analyze that and you can improve upon that. So that is where the artificial intelligence plays a big role. That moment you open up and capture more and more data, it is going to help you a lot to build a solid model. So on top of it, data is one thing, having industry experts is other thing, and then combine that with the technology, you can have a robust solution that can be expanded to any other verticals.
Thank you. Mr. Chintan, what's your view on this? Actually, we are talking about technology adoption, right? So how your organization is contributing to the technology adoption in agriculture?
All right. So we are a generative AI company where what we are doing is we are collecting all the informations which is available in terms of agriculture, in terms of statistics which is available for the agriculture, say it commodity, say is pricing, say pest diseases. All this information is very much essential in terms of for the farmers when it comes to some disease is happening. So those information is crucial when it is provided at the right time. So we are collecting information, curating it, and providing it as a solution when the farmer is asking in terms of vernacular co-pilot, which we are doing. So we are we are supporting 9 Indic language right now. So when a farmer has to ask, farmer has a query about what disease is there in their crop, they just have to click the button, they just have to ask the question, and it will give the answer based on their query in their own languages. So that is generative AI which we are using right now.
Thank you. Sir Deepak sir, will you be able to throw some light on this? How your organization is contributing to the technology adoption in agriculture?
Yeah, sure. Actually, I would not like to talk about some of the organization I work with, right? That would be trying to promote myself, because I see myself as more of an ecosystem builder. So generally, if you see that the most useful case of AI, predominantly with the context of India, has been in something which is very critical, which is policy making itself by the government. So using satellite-based imagery, we have seen that the yield prediction has been become more reliable, right, as we move forward, which use multiple aspect of technology. AI and ML is one part of it, but other than that, actually, a lot of imagery from different satellites which India is having through ISRO. So that is used, and then there are also satellite-based imagery coming from European Space Agency and US Space Agency is also being used. Based on that, identifying the signature of exactly what's going on so pixel in the sky and actually what is there on the ground, that correlation has been created using computer vision. So you are able to identify that where the rice is growing, where wheat is growing, and based on that, then you see what is the total acreage is. And finally, based on the historical data that actually what has been the yields and production, you tell that actually what would be the total output for India. So when you see that the Agriculture Ministry coming out and saying that 113 million metric ton of wheat would be grown this year, that comes based on all these effort, which also include substantial use of technology. The second area, as you were talking about irrigation, irrigation is also predominantly it's not happening too much in India, because India still we are just doing drip irrigation, which is not very smart irrigation. It's just about saving water by using a technology which was developed in 1970s. But across the world, the people have gone to the level where actually the plant tells you that I need water. And once the plant tells you actually I need water, then only the water is given. Because over irrigation and under irrigation both are a challenge for the productivity. So generally people say that agriculture, there is because of lack of rainfall, right, yields are going down. It's also sometimes that actually because you are doing over irrigation, because you're having availability of canals and in north we have the Parchi system where you can put a big pipe in the canal and withdraw as much as water you want, right? So over irrigation also lead to a lot of loss of productivity. So specifically for example in Israel, in Netherlands, you find that for orchid applications where we are talking about citrusses, we are talking about strawberries, or whether we're talking about even olive, they are having sensors on the plant itself. So plant will tell that actually I'm in so-and-so situation, and AI and ML tool based on historical data, weather patterns, total evaporation, at the same time also, right, what is the stage of the plant, whether it is in fruiting stage or whether it is in early stage of the the fruit cycle, it will tell exactly what water I need. And only that amount of water is being provided. Third example I would love to give is that actually agriculture always suffer because of weeds. Weeds are the plant actually which we don't want to be in our field because they compete with actual plant. So you will be having weed which will be competing with a rice plant and will take away all the nutrients actually which are actually for rice. So it's like having your sibling eating all your food which was kept for you. So you end up being not healthy, but your sibling becomes obese. Now the weed is the biggest problem also for the human beings, because to kill weeds we use very I'll say that extreme chemicals which are known as weedicides, which find their way because when you are spraying the weedicide, the farmer is not spraying on exactly one weed. He'll be just spraying it across. And so your rice would also be having some traces of weedicide. And that has not been very healthy in a way actually we consume food. Now again, this is where AI-based tools have played a very important role along with automation and laser technology. So now there are devices actually which are predominantly used in large farms in US, where the computer vision is able to identify this is a weed and then the laser kills it. So it's just like the sci-fi games where actually we shoot, right? So this machine moves on the farm and actually it only kills the weed. So there is no use of chemical. So these are three examples. I thought I'll start with that. We are just heating up.
Yes, thank you. Again, Deepak, we would like to hear from you. So you can see the applications of AI in other fields are very high, particularly in agriculture. We feel that not that much AI penetrated in the agriculture field. Do you think what is preventing us to have that AI in agriculture? Whether you agree with me or not?
No, I totally agree with you, and it's all commercial. Right?
Yeah.
So if I see that many of the students sitting here, they would love to get $24 an hour type of job. Who can afford $24 an hour type of activity in agriculture? Right? So your first target would be like, let's work for a bank, right? Let's work for enterprises, let's work for big four in consulting, because they can spend money. So that's why you find that initial adoption of AI predominantly has happened in defense. Defense was the first, because the United States and Russia, they're very, and even China, they're very keen to dominate the world, and they see that a lot of money can be pumped into defense. So that's why you see the laser precise guided missiles, right? All they use AI, right? So the defense was the first big consumer of AI. And in fact, majority of AI development has happened because of the defense application. The next is healthcare, because that itself is also a very huge potential market and large market. And that too, you'll find that that some of the diseases they try to solve are the lifestyle diseases. They are not trying to solve malnutrition. They are not trying to solve malaria, which are the third world country, or the global south is more, I'll say, that democratic way of representing it. Those type of countries, the problem of that countries are not being solved by AI. So agriculture, same way, predominantly you'll find that the majority of the farmers happens to be in Latin America, Africa, and Southeast Asia. These are the economies which are having, if you see that per capita income is pretty low. So they don't have much money to spend. And the farmers, you'll find that most of you, if you have heard the stories, in Hindi used to say, "Ek gaam mein ek garib kisan tha." So there was a poor farmer in a village. I have not seen any story which says that एक गांव में एक बहुत धनी किसान था. That means there was a rich farmer in a farm. So the farmer themselves, actually, they are the poorest of any country, right? Not somebody, technocrat who has spent maybe tens of lakhs of rupees to get educated, right? Now working for Wipro or Infosys, right? Him developing an application or thinking about application for agriculture is far-fetched, right? You need the crazy people sitting on the dais like us, who think something should be done about agriculture, and then try to use this cutting-edge technology. So I believe it's a social responsibility, and just I'll say that humor aside, there is only one type of activity we need every day. That's agriculture. In the morning when you get up, if you are drinking tea or coffee, both comes from agriculture, right? In the noon, if you are having any type of food, vegetarian, non-vegetarian, spicy, non-spicy, everything because of agriculture. Now, are we contributing sufficient as a technocrats? Because I was also a technocrat, so I'm saying that most of you are technocrats. Now, are we thinking, how many of you know actually challenges of agriculture? Can you raise your hands?
Challenges of agriculture. Please raise your hands. Do you know? Anybody?
Shocking, not even one person. So okay, sorry, I'm not able to see you, sir. My apologies.
Yeah.
So a room filled of people, how many of you have read what was there in this budget for agriculture? I think one person will also not have raised their hand. Now that's the ground reality. So do I assume that in future, we would be developing technology for agriculture? I think this hand raise actually gives more answer than actually me answering this, sir.
So we expect more hands to rise. Okay. Yes, but at least from this point onwards, you will be knowing about the recent trends in agriculture, all those things, right? As rightly pointed out, it is not it is integral part of our life, agriculture, right? Only we used to say, I think Tamil solradhu sir, சேத்துல விவசாயி காலை வச்சாதான் நம்ம சோத்துல கை வைக்க முடியும். You heard that? Only if the farmer puts his leg in the field, then only we can able to put our hand on the rice. So it is integral part. Once we feel that it is an integral part of our life, then only we'll pay attention to that. Okay. Otherwise, it is not none of our business means it will be like that only. So at least from this point onwards, after hearing so much from the experts, I think you will pay some attention to the agriculture, and whatever projects you are planning to do, I think you can focus on agriculture aspects. Okay. That's one thing, sir. So thank you, Deepak sir, for your kind words. And sir, Chintan sir, so we are talking about various applications of AI, for example, in crop management, pest control, and yield optimization. Can you throw some light on the various case studies, practical real-time examples?
So I have come across one application which is Arable. it gives information about the farm humidity, the water level of the farm plants, and what is the nutritions which is there in the air nearby to the farm area. So this device is connected. There is this device which needed to be implemented in the farm, and it will gather all the information. It will give you the information in terms of data, and based on those data, you have to you can provide the solution. What kind of solution can be provided? Which nutritions is more required? Do we need to spray fertilizer? Do we need to spray pesticides? Do we need more solutions as nutritions or plant management? That can be done using this device. So I know about this thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think now we can have some questions from the audience also. Then again we will continue.
Sir, I would like to just add, because your question, like, was just one application.
Yes,
so please download an application called Plantix. It is a German company which has developed that. And you can try it on any plant.
You can make a note of it.
Right.
Sir, once again repeat, sir, what is it?
Plantix, Plantix.
Yeah.
Yeah. So other crop wise. So Plantix actually, it is for 20-25 crops. They've been able to identify majority of the pest. So a farmer can just click a photograph, right, and upload it, send button, and it will give actually what is the pest, what disease it is, at what stage it is, and also what are the recommended application of what specific pesticide or farm planting practice, right? So that these type of applications, I believe, like, have a look at it. I think Germans have done well, but we also need Indian version for that.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, I think students, any questions from your side? Or if you want, you can keep everything collected in your mind. We will take it later also, no problem. Yes? Yes, anybody? Yeah, please.
Good afternoon. I am Dr. Sachin Bhatt. I have a startup on healthcare, but I have a question related to drone spraying of pesticides. So these days I am seeing so many farmers around coastal and Malnad region who are using drone spraying for particularly areca nut crop. Trees will be very high and they are using drones to spray the pesticides or so. So is it really effective? Are there any established scientific or research facts to prove that for these type of crops aerial spraying is helpful? Because we have seen in Kasargod the effect of endosulfan maybe 30 years back because of the aerial spraying of the pesticides.
Okay, so I know that there were few pilots running in some regions. Okay, so this is the exact reason why we wanted to spray it. Say you are saying about spraying from top, right? Which may not be effective for areca nut tree as such. So you need to spray it on that fruit. That is more important. Okay, that is not possible with drone because the span of the drone is ideally say a meter or so. Probably you might be aware. So in areca nut farm, since it is a cash crop, right? People want to plant plant so close, not even say a couple of feet gap. You can't take the drone from inside the farm. So that has been the biggest challenge. So we tried that to solve that, but we soon realized going inside the farm with a drone is as good as impossible because you'll have trenches in between, pipes in between. So it was not going to work as such. So spraying from top, maybe sir can comment on that. I don't know in terms of, but it is not effective. That's what we are very much sure. In terms of chemical usage and the sustainability.
Any stand of the government, if I remember well, actually government doesn't allow as of now by policy spraying of any pesticides actually. So they have never given license to any drone owners to utilize it for the sprays of the pesticides. So as of now, it is only confined to the nutrition aspect actually. Fertilizers, micronutrients or macronutrients. That is what, if I remember well, that is what is, by policy, the government policy allows the people actually to use only this, not the pesticides per se in India, as of now. Other countries, they allowed it, and then, but in India, actually, we don't have. So, because as you said, there is a danger that water bodies it may go, and then it will have some hazardous effect actually on the society in by large in various other ways. Even the pollinators, we talk about the honeybees population also gets affected actually drastically by this way. So as such in India, the pesticides are not allowed. They have not given license to anyone. The drones actually they have to use with a license of the Department of Agriculture. So that's a norm that they have to follow. So if they are found to use use it for spraying of any pesticides, they can be arrested. That is by law it says actually. So that's what I think.
Yes, so I won't go into legal aspect of it because I am not having currently the clarity of it, but it is widespread like an activity. People are spraying pesticide using drone.
Okay.
Right. I'm not very clear about exactly what is the ministry's process and whether a license is required for or not, because that's a pretty gray area.
It's required, as it is required actually.
No, and I'm saying it's a gray area in the sense because government has come with a draft and then actually you have to register your drone with XYZ and then you have to take a police permission. So it's pretty complex, and that's again what I'm saying, that there ought to be some people saying that it's totally legal to spray pesticide, and the other interpretation would be like, it is not legal. So I'm not getting, but again, talking about the point you mentioned about the efficacy of spraying through drone. Forget about arachnut. Generally, majority of pesticides are supposed to be sprayed at height of 1.5 meter, which is human height, because somebody would be having a backpack and is spray to doing the spraying. All the chemicals are made with the mindset that it would be actually through a pump used by a farmer. Where you don't have wind gust, drone actually creates its own gust. It sprays from the top, right? So there has to be change in the density, there has to be change in the concentration, there has to be change in a lot of other chemical aspects of it. Again, I'm not a chemical scientist, but I was talking with few scientists, and their view was that actually in as it is form, pesticides which are there off the shelf should not be used in a drone for spraying. Their efficacy would be wrong, and eventually you might wasting a lot of it, because again, still now in India I have not seen the drone technology which has been so good that it can take care of different type of field types which we are having, right? We are not having line sowing, we are having all zigzag sowing and all that, and for drone to able to understand typically the complete geography of your farm, that itself is very difficult. And I've seen in some of the experiments of the when we were doing it for an FPO, drone just flying and hitting actually the tree. It was not able to identify a tree, and it went into the tree. So as rightly said, I'm okay that the nutrient actually, even if it goes to soil, it's okay, because as such also we do broadcast, right? So it's not going to harm that much. But without a proper process understanding, I believe you should not be using any pesticide which is not on the box itself written that meant for drone to be used by drone. While you talk about 30 years back what happened with pesticides, see, we get on new data as we move forward, right? So there was a time when actually the world used to use DDT, right? And if you wouldn't have used it, believe me, our population would be 50% of what we are today. So sometime you have to do things with whatever data is available to you. Today we have more data, we become more, I'll say, smarter. While I don't agree that we have become smarter, but assuming we become more smarter because of the data which we are having, and move forward. So I believe there are a lot of pesticides which should not be used in India, but they are still being used.
Right?
Yeah. Yes, sir, please.
Yeah. So since you talked about data, so data collection and analytics is very much essential in any field, particularly how important in case of AI, data collection and analytics.
I think it's very much important. Let's say about market prices. We were discussing earlier about why a farmer is not getting good prices for their regional crop. Like let's say in the local, he's growing arcanet, and if you want to sell it in his local mandi, he's not getting a good price, and that could be the reason why he's not getting the good price. Problem can be everyone is growing arcanet. That is the reason oversupply. That can be a reason to not get good price. It can be possible that in a different region there is a shortage of Arcanet, and there they can sell the price, sell the Arcanet and get the good price. So all this information, it is not available in the hands of the farmers. So if we have the collection of data, price history, and if we can have some analysis, and we can provide a solution where a farmer can get good price in a different region, then by calculating the transport and warehousing and etc., then it is a good option for him to sell it in the different region. So that's how I think data collection is very much important in terms of agriculture. It will be essential to have data in the hand of the farmers as well. Right now, all the companies and all the enterprises have the data, but actual data is required by the farmers in their own hand.
So, Mr. Atishay, what's your opinion on this?
I mean, so obviously, for any artificial intelligence models, right, data plays a key role. That's the basic. So no matter what, so having data is first thing, applying to a particular application is the other thing, right? And with agriculture being so diversified, with weather and so many other parameters coming in, having different sorts of data. So the data what I have for arecanut farms could be totally different for, say, wheat or something else. The algorithm what is developed in foreign countries may not fit our application. So that will be one of the biggest challenges. And drone, say, apart from spraying, right? In China, there's a company called DJI, everyone is aware. They do it for mapping. On top of it, they'll have a lot of data with them. With that, they can control their drones to the centimeter level, like Sir said, that with the RTK, PPK modules, right? They can predict. So at the same time, they'll have the coordinates, and they will also take the pictures and decide what should be sprayed, how much, not what, like how much should be sprayed on that crop. That is being decided on the run. So the algorithms have evolved so much, their calculation levels are like in milliseconds. In India, I think still we are catching up. So that evolution needs more and more data points, more and more better algorithms to be developed. So that is where, so data collection plays key role. So adoption of farmers or allowing, like farmers allowing the data collection could play a critical role.
Thank you.
Yeah, ultimately we can conclude data is required, and we should not be in a hurry to push something state-of-art technology for the Indian farmers. It is okay in the software for the mobile technology has helped actually the whole Indian population. But then the clientele that what we are dealing, whom they are very, very innocent people, gullible people. They don't understand anything absolutely. So I don't know whether there is any license that your drones when you are any policy from the department.
Yeah. So there are a lot of confusions, like Deepak sir said. So there are 4 or 5 drafts came. Few got gazetted, few didn't. So policy keeps changing. So with the few popular schemes, say Nari Shakti drone or something came up, forget, operating with, like, say, having a good skill, technical skill, operating drone is pretty difficult, okay? And with, ladies who are kind of like, they are good in farming, they may not be in, flying drone. So the adoption could be very difficult in that case. So we don't know what is the intent behind it, but yeah. It needs a license. Yes.
Yeah, by and large, actually, what's happening after the Green Revolution, so we as a scientists and also all the technocrats and bureaucrats felt that actually, we need to produce more. So we need to apply the fertilizers. Basically, we were not applying so much amount of fertilizers. We were not having a proper food production. And then we started, telling the people to add more and more fertilizers. So what happened? Now the soils have become, unproductive. So I don't say actually they are less productive. They are lesser productive actually. So if not unproductive, some soils have become unproductive. But the best balanced use of technology is the most important thing. In that, it's not that I'm against the fertilizers. So we have to be, Government of India should have told actually with these conditions you should use it. Don't stop using the organic menus and naturally available menus and all. That should have been the stand of Government of India and the scientists and Indian Agriculture Research System and also the Ministry of Agriculture. So here, by understanding all these problems throughout the world, so the uses of pesticides and the chemical, fertilizers, chemical fertilizers and all, it was not actually discriminate actually. It was, not judicious. So anything, any technology, if you use it judicious way, with a caution, with all the, information going along with that, that will help the society in a long run. So we should not end up what he is, raised the issue actually, and what Deepak and then what Atishay also has told. There are a lot of gray areas because, one is that actually economics, other one is the innocence. So industry wants to make money and farmer also wants to save money actually, because if he has a 10 acres or 15 acres, he wants to save money instead of spending, 500 rupees for each labor. And it will cost around some 5,000, 10,000 rupees actually for spraying the whole, entire area. With 2,000 rupees actually, if you can done, it is good. But everything actually has to be done in a very cautious way. Very cautious way, so that the technology has a, potential, but then the caution has to be applied each and every, area, particularly from the drone technology. Other things, irrigation, other things and all, there is nothing like a caution. The technology is foolproof. And precision farming, actually it is excellent. And as Deepak was telling, actually the drip is only just saving this thing. But ultimately what we need, how much we need, actually plant should ask, and the sensors have a great role in, conserving the moisture, which Israel is doing in a big way, and various other countries actually they are using it in a big way. That way it helps the farmers in a great way, even in India also. Thank you.
Sir, again to you. Sir, we can see that sustainability is one of the key themes in this particular conclave. How the AI contribute to the sustainable farming practices? What do you think about it?
Yeah, sustainability is a very big term. So sustainability is a long-term durability of any system or the ecosystem per se. So when we talk about the sustainability, there are a lot of components. When we talk about AI versus, sustainability, now one is actually sustainable use of farm irrigation water. So the water it's going to be, it's a scarce commodity, and it is going to be a, scarce commodity in the future also. So water is a very precious commodity. So there the sustainable models, what we have been discussing actually, AI application by utilizing, the, sensors and all those things. I have seen certain farms in even India, so where the poly houses, completely it is controlled by the sensors, and then it is, they were using previously actually, let's suppose say, some 500 gallons liter actually in one particular area. Now they are using only 50 liters. 50 liters, precisely they are using only 50 liters. 90% they have cut down, and only 10% they are using it. It's in the poly houses, fully automated, fully controlled. So that is the way one, one thing which we have seen practically, irrigation water savings. Other one is that we have now with the AI technologies, we are able to assess what are all the needs of a crop plants, how much fertilizer is required, and precisely how much, what is the nutritional requirement actually. Leaf analysis, when we do it, on the basis of the leaf analysis, the fertilizer requirement actually is very less, and that is, brought down from, if you are using 100 kg of some one particular fertilizer, now they are just using around 10 kg or 15 kg of fertilizers. So that is a sustainable use. We don't need so much amount of fertilizers. So these are all the areas as of now. I see that it has it is helping the farmers at a large, and sustainability point of view. These are the things one we can think it. And other is farmers. There are large farmers actually which have who have 100 acres, 200 acres, tea gardens, and plantations and all. So they are the people who are saving lot of money, and they are able to successfully use these drones actually. For there is a potential. I have not seen. I just only heard some few cases. There is a potential actually for where they have a large holding. there they can save, and it helps in the sustainability. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Atishi, can you give some examples how the artificial intelligence is helping reduce the environmental impact and resource usage in agriculture? How it is actually impacting that environment and resource usage?
Okay, so if we take the drone technology, like I said earlier, that it's about mapping the area, right? And then predicting well in advance, like how much I need to spray, how it is going to reduce the footprint of the overall chemical in that area. That is the main thing, because I can tell you more on drone side as such. But in general, right, as sir was saying, sustainability, or in general artificial intelligence, or whatever you put it, it's about measuring first. Okay, so with the large farms, there will be everything is kind of structured. You have the data to measure. That is how you improve upon, and that is where you get in costly solutions, make it work, and then make it more sustainable. Yeah. So for small farmer, it becomes very difficult. First of all, they'll not have the measure. So now, since one of the vertical is where we directly connect to the farmer, where we collect the raw material, right? They are not aware of the importance of that raw material, because it's of huge importance for me as a business, but they are not aware. Say they don't do that price comparison first. Adopting technology, artificial intelligence is the secondary thing. Okay. So once we have that data, so suppose we say that we have purchased, say, 50,000 worth of goods from you, which is an agricultural byproduct, which you are going to throw it away anyways. If you start making that awareness, that when they start counting that, okay, then adopting all solutions or artificial intelligence solutions amongst them will be easier. That's my thought. Yeah. Maybe I've deviated from that, but in general.
Yeah. Another area of sustainability, when we talk about the utilization of the plant protection chemicals, other countries, see the AI, intervention has given precisely, actually, this is going to be the, disease which is going to come in this particular season, because this is going to be humidity, this is going to be soil moisture, this is going to be the environment, because the prediction models of the meteorological data is very precise in other countries. So there they are able to tell the farmers, actually, so that you should be using this particular chemical. Generally, in India, what happens, the real situation is that there is, if that is possible in India also, that with that data, that actually we have large mirchi growing areas, and we have got paddy belts, and we have got groundnut belts actually. So like this, wheat belts, all these things are there. So what happens basically in India, the farmer depends on a dealer for spraying a chemical actually. So he goes to a dealer, and then he tells this is the problem. So if this stops, if dealer is having a sensibility and then connectivity with the Department of Agriculture and then the whole system, then there is a possibility that we can save on the plant protection chemicals. A dealer gives a pesticide, fungicide, bactericide, and also a nutrient. So this is what actually generally prescription. Some doctors give actually antibiotics and then probiotics and then some vitamins and all for each and every problem. So most of the dealers in India, they do like that. They are innocent. They are ignorant people. They are ignorant people. They want to sell more and more. And the farmer is innocent. They will end up in. If AI is, that is a potential we are not able to harness in India. Otherwise, it becomes highly sustainable, because plant protection, chemicals, if you can reduce. I am not against the chemicals or fertilizers. If you can reduce the use of that, if it becomes a judicious, it's going to help the nation in a big way. Yes. So from the point of sustainability, tremendous exploitation of the technology is happening in other countries, because they are able to predict, and then they say that only you spray this. You don't have to worry about that. So like if you take, we have a prediction models in grapes. Grapes, one serious problem is that a downy mildew and then powdery mildew. These are the two problems. We have weather data now saying that this is going to be the weather situation in the month of so and so, like that. We have the precise data now from the Indian Meteorological Department. We are able to get that data. That it is not going to the department, and then it is not going to the dealer, and it is not going to the farmer. So that sort of level, it has not happened. In India, possibility is there that if it can happen, then farmer can use lesser chemical, and then it becomes a highly sustainable.
Thank you, sir. Coming to the various challenges and limitations, Atishay, what are the challenges do you foresee in the widespread adoption of AI in agriculture?
Yeah, I mean, first thing is probably awareness, then the cost effectiveness that play, I think, a major role. Then, so the farms are like kind of, they are small pieces now. So affordability will come into picture. Then what we feel in general is it's about, it's about feel of a farmer in that area. Then he would spread good words amongst his community, like in the evening, chat, and somewhere that gets particular, like it goes through, and then that's how it gets popular, right? So probably those are the key areas, like cost-effective solutions, having more awareness could be key.
Okay. Mr. Chintan, would you like to add something to this?
I think in agriculture, the major problem for adoption of AI is illiteracy and language barrier. Yeah. Language is the biggest barrier in terms of AI adoption. Because agriculture, 90% of the farmers, they are the traditional conventional farmers who are not that much techno savvy, and they don't know how to use an application. They don't want to go into the application and go to the page and get the selection, go to the menu bar, and they want everything on the solution on their fingertip. Yeah. So they are all conventional farmers. They are traditional farmers. They are not advanced and techno savvy. They are who can use the technology. So it is all about education. If we can provide them a proper solution where we don't need to give them education, or we can provide a solution where we can have a kind of technology which can be easier for them to use. So those are my views.
Deepak sir, how can we address this problem? Educating the farmers is the major challenge. So we have talked much about AI, all those things, but finally it is the farmers to take. So how can we address this one, sir?
Actually, the problem itself is a totally wrong problem.
Yeah, tell me. Okay.
Farmer is not adopting because we are not giving value to him. Right? We say we are a technocrat, sexy system, right swipe, left swipe, satellite. This idiot is not buying from me. In 1950, we went to him and we said that we'll change your life, we'll double your income, triple your income, use fertilizers. He used. I said, okay, the cost increase, profit has gone down. We said, no, don't worry. After 20 years, 2 decades, we went to him, forget that green revolution. Now we have got pesticide for you. Increase your yield, increase your income, profit increase, you'll be rich. We sold them pesticide also. Then, early 2000, we went to them, mechanization. Tractor is the next thing. You buy tractors, you'll become more profitable. Now I go to them and say that AI digitization, I'll increase your, right? So the problem is that we are fooling them for past 50 years, right? And again we go and fool them and saying that now I am having one more term, one jargon, artificial intelligence, machine learning you buy. First of all, a technology need to be totally invisible. Farmer doesn't care it is AI, TI, PI, right? It should work for him. What it should give him? It should give him 3 things. Either increase his productivity, right? Reduce his cost, get him more valuation for whatever he is produced. Anything else is bakwas, right? Now when we talk about that farmers are illiterate, a person who can stand in his field, look at the sky and can decide whether I should be sowing potato or not, we think he is illiterate. He might not be able to read. He is not illiterate. He is an agronomist. He is a soil scientist, right? He is a businessman, all rolled into one. He might not be good in all of them, right? But he is someone who has been feeding us for so many years with all technocrats not doing anything for him. So let's appreciate that. So I get literally a little bit irritated when people say that farmer is not doing it, farmer is not adopting it, boss, give him value, na? Right? I ask all the tech companies, when you go and sell technology solution to him and saying that your productivity will increase by twice, Give him guarantee and commitment. In case it doesn't increase by twice, I'll pay you for that. Have that guts? I did it. And there was adoption. Right? I did it in Indonesia. Unfortunately, India it's not allowed. Right. So the beauty here is that actually, like, we're sitting in all these air-conditioned room and having these conferences. We actually put all the bucket on, like, that this poor farmer, that he is not adopting, that is the problem. No, farmer is not a problem. Okay. Please, whenever you guys try to do or work for a company or create solution for the farmer, understand farmer's problem. Right? Understand that this guy needs compassion more than your technology, and that compassion will give you the solutions. And this is where I believe, like, make technology totally invisible, right? So he should not be aware about it. I'll give you one more example, which I did in COVID time in India. So I got a phone call in COVID, like, when there was lockdown and all that. So we used to do a project called Digital Potato in Gujarat. So it was more of on the productivity side. So this guy calls me up and said that, Deepak bhai, I am having a problem. I said, what is the problem? Well, my whole village is having roughly 3,000 metric ton of potato left in our small storages. And because of the lockdown, it's perishable and we are not able to sell it. So I asked him, like, what sort of technology you use, right? So he said, what technology? I said, in your household, there is a smartphone? He said, yes, there is a smartphone. I said, can you download WhatsApp? Well, WhatsApp, we use it. We keep on passing those messages to each other, video and all. I know they're using WhatsApp. Farmer knows how to use WhatsApp. Now what we did, we got to, like, all the buyers of potatoes, made a simple WhatsApp group, right? And then asked farmer, please share videos and photograph of your produce on that WhatsApp. And then asked all the traders that actually please quote there. On the photograph, right, there is a kg, there is a photograph. Now you put your price on it. And believe me, we were able to do transaction worth 6 to 7 crore rupees just in the first day itself. No technology, free, 0 rupiah, WhatsApp free mein deta hai. So this is where what I'm saying, that we have to understand that there are technologies, right? And I believe, like, farmer don't need one more application. Farmer need, can you deliver something on WhatsApp? Right? Give a solution on WhatsApp. We are talking about, like, the chat GPT, which is actually a chatting only. Yeah. So with that, I will add, I know that the time restraints. Yeah, please.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, so to add to that, we are coming up with the WhatsApp where the farmer will be able to do the conversational commerce. He'll be able to ask anything he want and he can get to purchase on this. We are working on that and it will be out very soon by the end of the second quarter. Most probably we'll be releasing that feature with us.
Yes. Okay, thank you. Sir, one important question. Sir, Rao sir, in what way we, NMIMIT, can collaborate with you? And what are the opportunities available to NMIMIT through this collaboration? And what are your expectations?
Yeah. See, basically I'm a retired employee, so I'm available here to come and give the suggestions and then educate and motivate the students, and then that is what I can do. So whereas they're all actually potential people, they'll be able to deliver certain things, and I'll pass it on this question to other people actually. Thank you.
Atishay, yeah.
Okay, probably I had a discussion with Rao sir. So it's more of taking up small chunks, and then had an idea of continued project where, say, I was telling him as well, there will be a project with an end goal. Okay, there will be a designated resource or a lecturer or a professor working with that core group. Okay, and then say second year, third year, and fourth year students collaborate and
students,
do that.
Please pay attention. Yeah,
collaborate and do that project with the end goal. It could be 3 years timeline. Then it will be a rollover. Say fourth year student would pass out and a new second year student will come in and then take that project forward, so that there will be a continuity. And apart from that, there could be small chunks from industry side, we can give it to them. I saw it's a very good lab, the AI and the robotics lab. So it's a good opportunity for industry to give some sort of small projects, start with that and then take it on.
Thanks, Satijay. We are looking forward for the fruitful collaboration with you. Mr. Chintan.
Yeah, so we are also working. We have recently launched our own agriculture LLM in December. It's called Denu, and we are evaluating right now. It is not public, it's not open source right now, but we will be working on it, and we'll be needing people, students or interns who are more into the generative AI, who wants to work in generative AI and then learn something about it, but in agriculture field. So if they are interested in it, then yes, definitely we would be seeking help from NEET as well.
Okay, thank you. I think morning itself, Chindan has told that generative AI, explainable AI, responsive AI. So these are the recent trends coming up in the AI, and applications of all these things in AI. Agriculture is going to be the way. Thank you. I think we will like to collaborate with you, Mr. Chintan. Deepak sir, morning itself, you told a lot of things. Again, we want to, this is a larger audience. We want to hear from you.
Yeah, sure. Those interested in working in agriculture sector, come with technology innovations. Whether you want to be an entrepreneur, I can help you raise funds. Whether you want to do a job, share your resume. I'll pass it to right team, right? But yes, you need to be passionate about agriculture. Then only I can help. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So you would like to take some questions from the students and faculty. Yeah, Jason.
Hello. So this is about students' project. If students are willing to build a this drone with powerful sensors, what kind of fund they can get? Because nowadays KCST project fund they are getting, it is less amount, like 4,000 to 5,000. They get after their pass out. Yeah, before, when they are planning to do a project, for purchasing those components, they need funds, no? Any agriculture agency is there, which provides them funds.
He's sitting there, ma'am. He's sitting there. AIC can give. They are already getting fund from the government, 2 crores. They can pass a small part of it to them.
Now ball is in your court. Thanks, Sumati, for asking this question.
No, ma'am.
I think you are putting them in embarrassment.
There are a lot of funds for like Atal incubation mission, right? You please reach out to them. Niti Aayog is having a lot of funds for a student who are looking for innovation. But definitely, if you go that I want to assemble a drone, nobody's going to give you money, right? You have to come with a real concept note. You said with the high-end sensors. Now, these are either what sort of sensor? Are there hyperspectral sensors? Again, you said I'll buy from Parrot, and then actually I give business to an American company or UK-based company. I buy that sensor, and what is the innovation? So if you are able to identify right innovation, reach out. There are sufficient funds available for right research.
Sir, there is one more question. Students may not have proper time for innovation. They can apply already that invented ideas. They need.
Why government should be spending money, right, to just train a student?
No, sir. If they want to
do what, ma'am? You said that they just want to apply the previously developed technology. Why the government should be intervening in that?
No, sir. They want to build a product. To build a product, no need of innovation. Already innovated ideas they can apply. But for application of those ideas, they need funds.
Ma'am, then ask them to ask their parents to invest in their business.
Yeah. I think parents are already troubled. Do you want to trouble again?
Yeah.
Yes. So
no, what he says is very clear.
We'll discuss offline. I'll solve your problem. Don't worry. If there is a good student, I'll fund him. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. this what answer we need. If any interested students can, yes, contact sir. Okay. One more, sir.
Deepak sir, be ready. Students will approach you. Be ready for funding. Okay. Jason, yeah.
I'm Dr. Jason, working in the IS department itself. I want to know recent highlights of, would you shed some light regarding the honeybee population that is happening in the South India, which is Apis cerana indica, and what effect does it have? Because government and other bodies are promoting Apis mellifera, which is the European honeybee. Could you please share some light on these regards?
Because he is having his own honeybee farm in the house.
No, see, it's a very interesting question. My company's name is Honeybee. Okay, so I welcome all honeybees from everywhere in the world, right? More than that, I don't have technical capabilities to answer your question because I have not gone through the data.
No,
Right? Please do share with me. I'll work into it. Otherwise,
what is your experience actually? What is your experience? Is it threat or how is it? Is it very?
No, sir. I am a naive. This one farmer itself, and I've just started with working with honeybees from the past 5 years.
Okay.
What I feel that initially in the brood chamber, I don't know if many of them know here, but I have tried with the various AI techniques and I have done something regarding with it. But what I have seen now is there were 8 brood chambers. But nowadays the bees are becoming so less. When I ask a lot of experts regarding it, when I say experts, I'm not saying technical experts, experiential farmers who have done with it, and they always they always blame the weather. Whereas I don't think the weather is a problem, because this pattern has been happening out from with El Nino, La Nina, all these things are happening out from so many centuries.
Yeah, yeah.
So I really don't know what is the effect, and I'm trying to apply a lot of things. But as it points down to it's all about data. I'm not getting enough amount of data regarding with it, and plus the honeybee population is decreasing with respect to the South Indian bees, that is Apis cerana indica.
Yeah. Yeah. Basically, a honeybee population has been coming down drastically throughout the world. And when you talk about the El Nino effect and other things and all, the global climatic changes, what it was happening actually previously 20, 30 years back actually, now we can't compare it because it is very, very rampant and unpredictable, drastic things are happening in the climate changes actually. So we will not be able to talk about 20 years back actually there was a drought and then afterwards it was a good rain and all. No. This is a totally different thing. It's a highly complicated thing. So now it's very difficult to predict and point out one particular factor is responsible for this. There are a lot of factors, and farmer practices are there. Weather is also playing a crucial role. So the climate change is also playing a crucial role. And as you say, it's very important to have the honeybees. It's very important to have the honeybees. So anybody, any entrepreneur actually wants to take actually the honeybee, production, and then there is a tremendous potential, there is a tremendous need, and he'll be helping the nation and he'll be serving the nation. So this is one particular enterprise actually where you do a lot to the farmers. So honeybee, enterprise is a very important thing, and it is dwindling. It's a sad situation. And the whole world is concerned about this actually. So all the FAO discusses about this day and night actually. It's a requirement because it's going to be a serious problem, and we'll have to. Everybody has to do their own bit of encouraging the honeybee population. And as Deepak has kept the honeybee, and everybody start promoting the honeybee one or other way. Okay, thank you.
Yes. Deepak sir's company concern is HNBY, honeybee. The organization name is HNBY, right? HNYB, honeybee.
When you text now, you don't write nowadays.
Yeah. Textile. Okay, fine. Any other questions? Yeah, please proceed.
One more question, sir. What AI technology can be used for maintain go downs? Means we already know that lot of food production is going on, and there is no proper technology to store for storage. Because of that storage problem, there is lot of wastage. What AI technology can be used?
AI cannot do anything. Absolutely, AI intervention is not required there. It's only a question of planning and coordination, integrity, and commitment. All these things are required actually. So as Deepak was telling, we need to have a compassion for the farmers. We need to have a compassion to the society. So we have, these are all the problems. Basically, it's a lack of commitment. I can only say it's a lack of commitment. There are technologies to be able to preserve all these things in a great way, but it's only lack of commitment. There is no policy. There is no proper, supervision or commitment. I can only say a lack of commitment actually from every side, from every side. Okay?
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. So we have almost come to the end of the particular. Yeah, I think sir is expecting the questions from you. If you want to get projects fund, you are asking about the funding and all, but you are not asking the questions. Yes? Only, sir, if they ask the questions, you have to fund, sir. Yeah, please. He's ready to fund. Yeah, please. At least one or two can. Okay.
Very honest.
Yeah.
She looks like a professor.
Hello, sir. This is Chandrika. I don't want to go to AI, but as it is agriculture, it is in the farm, and grains come in the gunny bag, and then comes to us in a plastic bag. So I just want to say, like, what should be the limitation of using plastic bags? So there are research articles saying about microplastics, nanoplastics. It is coming. I don't know, the plastic, it stays for 3,000 years, some plastics. So what needs to be changed? Is it a food packaging? What sector has to go through this, sir?
Madam, do you eat Maggie noodles?
Sometimes, sir.
Right? Question them first, then farmers, please.
No, sir. Like, no. No, sir.
No, what she says is a very important thing. Let us appreciate what she says. No, basically packaging, so many things are involved, industry is involved and all. What she says, plastic use, we will not connect it with the farmers, ultimately for the input. As a, I should say that it should start with me and it should start with you.
Yes,
use
sir.
of plastics. And if you have, since we all have awareness about the, hazardous effects of the plastics, we should be careful not to use wherever it's possible actually plastics. But in the whole world, I tell you, use of plastics actually has become mandatory. Certain places it is not absolutely possible to eradicate. But in the societal level, when we go for a purchase of vegetables and all, if you can carry a cloth bag, that is a great contribution to the nation. Sir. Great contribution. All the other people also should follow. That's a great contribution. Okay.
Thank you. So we have come to the end of the panel discussion, and I request.
He has.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Please, sir.
Sir, what we are facing last years and today, climate change. What is the role of AI in climate change? Yes.
Very interesting. I think this is one of the most important question of this generation.
Yes.
See, first of all, the climate change need to be predicted appropriately. Then only you can take climate reactive actions, right? So I was in COP28, which is generally like all the parties, all the intellectuals in the world, including the policy maker, they sit together. So we were in Dubai for COP28, and this was the first time that they talked about agriculture in COP28. So it was a central theme because 30% of greenhouse gases are produced by agriculture. 70% of fresh water withdrawal is in agriculture. So, and agriculture is the only activity which doesn't just actually mitigate the climate change by not doing emissions. It puts carbon back to the soil, right? Sequestration only happen in one activity, that is in agriculture. That's why agriculture is very, very important. Now, what is the role of AI in actually solving? I'll connect everything with agriculture, sir. I cannot give any answer other than agriculture. So, in agriculture, when we are talking about AI would be able to give you right model of actually how much carbon is being saved, so that a farmer can not just make money by selling commodities, but also carbon credits. And this is where AI plays a very important role. We are already working on multi-stakeholder approach of coming out with a policy of where we will be able to give carbon credit for those farmers who have done a specific activities, and that would not be actually by the farmer saying that I have done this. It would be through satellite-based mapping and different sensors. And if farmer has done all those activities, we know that actually the organic content, organic carbon in the soil is increased, and he have actually removed carbon from the environment. And hence he would be getting carbon credit. So I think biggest role is of AI in carbon initiative is carbon finance. You'll be able to ensure that the finance reaches the farmer, and hence they are incentivized to do more good and hence make more money. And again, so that become a vicious cycle of you make more money by doing good, and hence, like, we save the world.
Sure. Thank you, sir. Thank you. I am requesting Dr. Sudhir to summarize the discussions. Over to you, sir.
Good evening. You have heard all the technocrats talking about agriculture and technology and artificial intelligence. I look at this from a different angle, being somebody from an agriculture background or agriculture family and a management teacher. We have a big task in front of our hand, because in front of us, especially when I was going through some of the research papers, it was said that by 2050, if you have to feed the entire world population, you need to increase the agriculture production, or food production, at least by 70% more. But if you look at our India, agriculture, or the contribution to agriculture from the budgetary outlay is not more than 3%. So you have we have a big task in hand. And traditionally, at one point of time, agriculture used to contribute 50% to the GDP, but now that has come down drastically. And we are in a generation where people don't even know how the cucumber is grown. Okay, does it grow in the land? Does it grow in the forest, the tree? So with this kind of background, the complexities are not just in agriculture, it's also in the mindset. Now, can technology be the solution for everything? But if you look at the world around, if you look at the examples of Israel, China, or any other country, as the panelists were saying, yes, technology is going to be the solution. Because till now, a farmer was only a small part in the entire ecosystem, but this technology has put him at the center of this entire ecosystem. Be it the pre-farming activity or the post-farming activity. Now the farmer has come to the center of all these activities thanks to the technology. But I guess the technology is not just about AI or ML, it's much more than that. Now, where exactly the challenges lie in accepting or embracing this technology? As everybody has rightly mentioned, of course we have technological developments happening in one side, but this technology will have to be adopted at the same rate. So, rate at which the technology is growing, thanks to the youngsters or the technocrats who are getting into this field, because it's really, as Mr. Deepak was mentioning, it's out of concern to the society, it's out of concern to, or as a part of the commitment to the society. There are many people who have left high-paying jobs and decided to get into this sector so that they could bring a change. But at the same time, these changes, or should these changes be left to the as the responsibility of only the technocrats, only the startups, only the FPOs? Now I'm throwing this idea so that we have enough food for taking from this conclave, because actually, whenever we have an industry academia conclave, the discussions that happen in the industry academic conclave are not conclusive, they're only the beginning. Because there are a lot of responsibilities that both industry as well as academic institutions would carry from these deliberations of this conclave. So what exactly is the role of institutions? Because somewhere I was listening to somebody who was representing FarmBeats of Microsoft and innovation of FarmBeats. He was saying in his TEDx speech that all these innovations are costlier. That is one of the reasons why people are not accepting it. Well, at the same time, I guess history has proved that most of the innovations, most of the developments which at one point of time were costlier have been made cheaper and affordable through repeated research. And these research, should it be left to only the startups? Can the institutions, can the educational institutions, especially technological institutions, agriculture universities, be the harbinger of this change? Can this technology be made simple? Well, that's where I feel educational institutions do have the responsibilities. And how can the academic institutions can do? I've seen, sir, in many of the project works, or whenever I've been interviewing or talking to the engineering students, most of the research, or rather very less percentage of the total projects that the students have been doing are something that can change the lives of people. As somebody mentioned just now, we are just repeating the same thing that has happened in the past. Innovation is only to repeat the same work that has done in the past. if this research or if summer internship or if the projects can add a little value to the people around us, I'm sure there can be a big change in the society. Can we think of our educational institutions along with the industry, think of creating certain center of excellence which can really make a difference to the field of agriculture, or which can really merge or bring this technology very close to the agriculture? I think with these thoughts, I would like to end, or I would like to summarize. And it was really nice listening to these experts from the industry. And that's all. Over to you, sir.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much, sir. I hope we all had a fruitful discussion and collaboration. Thank you all. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, as we draw this panel discussion to a close, I want to extend my heartfelt gratitude to our esteemed panelists for their invaluable contributions and insights shared today. Mr. Deepak Parekh, Dr. Atish Jain, Mr. Chintan P. and Dr. M.S. Rao, your expertise and perspectives have not only enriched our understanding, but also has inspired us to think differently and strive for excellence. I also want to express my gratitude to the audience for your active participation and thoughtful questions. Your engagement has truly made this discussion dynamic and enlightening. As we leave this gathering today, let us carry forward the knowledge gained and the ideas exchanged, and let us continue to collaborate and innovate for a better future. Once again, thank you to our esteemed panelists and to all of you for being a part of this enriching discussion. Thank you. May I kindly request Dr. Niranjan N. Chiplankar to present a token of appreciation to Dr. M.S. Rao. I also request you to hand over the memento to Dr. Deepak Parekh. I would like to request Dr. Parmeshwaran, Director IIC, to hand over the memento to the Dr. Atish Jain. I also request Ashok Adantaya to hand over the memento to Mr. Chintan P. May I kindly request Puneet, Manager of Atal Incubation Center, to hand over the memento to Sudhir M. Thank you one and all for your participation and contribution.